The foundation of wisdom, the fear of the Lord. The recurring motif throughout Proverbs is the inseparable link between wisdom and reverence for God. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Proverbs 9-10. This foundational truth is reiterated multiple times, emphasizing that intellectual prowess or worldly knowledge alone does not constitute true wisdom. Genuine wisdom flows from a right relationship with God, acknowledging His sovereignty, character, and commands. What does fear of the Lord mean? Reverent awe. It's not a cowering terror, but a profound respect for God's holiness, power, and justice. Obedience and humility, recognizing God's authority and willingly submitting to His will. Hatred of evil. A natural consequence of loving righteousness is to detest what God detests. Consequences of rejecting this foundation. Proverbs vividly portrays the folly of those who despise the fear of the Lord. Their paths lead to ruin, poverty, and ultimately destruction. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. Proverbs 1-7. This highlights the deliberate choice to reject divine guidance. The path of the wicked. Proverbs often contrasts the stable, prosperous path of the wise with the treacherous and ultimately destructive path of the wicked. The power of words shaping our world. Proverbs places immense emphasis on the impact of our speech, recognizing its power to build up or tear down, to bring life or death. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruits. Proverbs 18-21. This stark warning underscores the profound influence of our words. Careless or malicious speech can cause irreparable harm, while words of encouragement, truth, and grace can bring healing and life. Examples of destructive speech: gossip, spreading rumors and secrets that damage reputations. Proverbs 11-13. Lying, deceiving others, leading to distrust and chaos. Proverbs 12-22. Flattery, using insincere praise for personal gain. Proverbs 29-5. Slander, making false, undamaging statements. Proverbs 10-18. Examples of constructive speech: truthfulness, speaking with integrity and honesty. Proverbs 12-17. Kindness and gentleness, words that soothe and build up. Proverbs 15-1. Wise counsel, offering sound advice and guidance. Proverbs 11-14. The wise person's speech, a distinguishing mark of wisdom, is measured, thoughtful, and gracious communication. A fool gives full vent to his spirit, but a wise man quietly holds it back. Proverbs 29-11, highlighting self-control in speech. The tongue of the wise brings healing. Proverbs 12-18, emphasizing the restorative power of wise words. Diligence versus laziness, the path to prosperity. Proverbs frequently addresses the themes of diligence and hard work, contrasting them with laziness and idleness. It presents a clear link between effort and outcome. The rewards of diligence: the hand of the diligent will rule, while the slothful will be put to forced labor. Proverbs 12-20. For hard work leads to leadership and influence. A slack hand causes poverty, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. Proverbs 10-4. Diligence brings prosperity and abundance. Go to the ant, you sluggard, consider its ways and be wise. Proverbs 6-6. Encouraging observation of nature for lessons in industry. The pitfalls of laziness: the desire of the lazy man kills him, for his hands refuse to labor. Proverbs 21-25. Laziness leads to unmet desires and ultimately spiritual or physical death. Excuses and procrastination. Proverbs often mocks the sluggard's elaborate excuses for avoiding work. Poverty and ruin, the inevitable consequences of a lack of effort. Financial wisdom, stewardship, and generosity. The book offers practical advice on managing resources, accumulating wealth, and the importance of generosity. Prudent financial management. Saving and planning the wise store up choice food and olive oil, but a foolish man devours all he has. Proverbs 21:20. Avoiding debt and surretorship. Do not be one of those who give pledges, who put up security for debts. Proverbs 22:26. This warns against co-signing loans for others, which can lead to financial ruin. Integrity in business. Dishonest scales are an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. Proverbs 11:1. The importance of generosity. Whoever gives to the poor will not want, but he who hides his eyes will get many a curse. Proverbs 28:27. Generosity is linked to prosperity and blessing. The generous person will be prosperous, and he who waters will himself be watered. Proverbs 11:25. A principle of sowing and reaping, where giving leads to receiving. Relationships, the cornerstone of community. Proverbs dedicates significant attention to the dynamics of relationships, offering guidance on friendship, family, and dealing with difficult people. Friendship. The value of true friends. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. Proverbs 17:17. Choosing friends wisely. Warning against associating with hot-tempered or foolish individuals. Loyalty and constructive criticism. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, profuse are the kisses of an enemy. Proverbs 27:6. Family. Parenting, emphasizing the importance of discipline, instruction, and training children in the right way. Train up a child in the way he should go. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it. Proverbs 22:6. Respect for parents. Honoring father and mother is a recurring theme. The virtuous wife. Proverbs 31. Presence. An extensive portrait of a capable, hardworking, and godly wife, highlighting her invaluable contribution to the household and community. Dealing with difficult people. Avoiding strife. A hot-tempered man stirs up strife, but he who is slow to anger quiets contention. Proverbs 15:18. Responding to fools. Do not answer a fool according to his folly, lest you be like him yourself. Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own eyes. Proverbs 26 verse 4-5. This seemingly contradictory advice highlights the need for discernment in different situations. Character and integrity. The inner compass. Beyond external actions, Proverbs delves into the cultivation of inner character, emphasizing virtues like humility, self-control, and righteousness. Humility versus pride. When pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with the humble is wisdom. Proverbs 11:2. Pride leads to downfall, while humility is a prerequisite for wisdom. God opposes the proud, a consistent theme throughout Scripture. Self-control and discipline. A man without self-control is like a city broken into and left without walls. Proverbs 25-28. Lacking self-discipline makes one vulnerable to temptations and destructive impulses. Controlling anger, appetites, and desires. Righteousness and justice. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a disgrace to any people. Proverbs 14-34. The well-being of a society is directly linked to its moral foundation. God's heart for justice, emphasizing the importance of fair treatment for the poor and vulnerable. Conclusion. Living wisely in an unwise world. The book of Proverbs remains an evergreen source of practical wisdom, offering timeless principles that transcend cultural and historical boundaries. It reminds us that true wisdom is not merely intellectual knowledge, but a way of living a life shaped by reverence for God. Careful speech, diligent effort, responsible stewardship, healthy relationships, and a strong inner character. By regularly engaging with its profound insights, we can learn to discern between wisdom and folly, making choices that lead to flourishing rather than ruin. Cultivate integrity in all areas of life, living consistently with our values. Build strong and healthy relationships, fostering community and connection. Manage our resources wisely, stewarding what God has entrusted to us. Speak words that bring life, using our tongues to uplift and encourage. In a world that often celebrates fleeting trends and shallow pursuits, Proverbs calls us back to foundational truth and enduring virtues. It invites us to embark on a lifelong journey of learning and applying divine wisdom, thereby building a life that is not only successful in worldly terms, but also rich in purpose, peace, and true fulfillment. Let us embrace this ancient wisdom and allow it to illuminate our path as we navigate the complexities of life's journey.